Let's talk a little bit about what I think is one of the best unmatched sets so far. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to talk about Cobble and Fog, an unmatched set that this is one of those big ones that brings 4 characters to the table. We have Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, let's get down to the table. Let me show you what you get inside this box, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, let's quickly check out this new set and what it brings. So Cobble and Fog brings 4 new characters. Like with the volume 1 you get 4 characters, but I still think because with 4 characters you can play up to 4 players, but I still think this is a game that plays well with 2 players, and I would play it almost 2 players exclusively. But you're free to try it, and maybe you liked it. I don't know, I kind of didn't. So now you get Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes. And rulebook is the same as always. This is pretty easy game to learn. Now they did make it look like a little bit like old newspaper stuff, like to give it a little bit of flavor and a fluff to it, like Bigfoot versus Medusa, like in the old days stuff. But you know, those are the characters from the expansions. And yeah, so you get new board. It's double layer board. On this side we have this like a manor with a backyard and stuff, and it has sort of like a secret passages. So if you are on this space, you can use this secret passage and come out on any of these spaces, and also you can go the other way around, so you can move between those, jump all around the board, which is absolutely awesome. And on the other side we have this like a few houses with a back alley and stuff like that. So the thing with this one is, if you go over here, as you can see, you are now on the rooftops, and even though there is crossing over here, you can't cross from this space down to here. You can only go up here, but you still have adjacency to some of these spaces, so you can attack from roofs and stuff like that. Really dynamic. Both maps are really dynamic and interesting to play. So as always, you get 4 decks, 4 new characters. Now my characters are painted. There are videos on my channel of how I painted these guys, so I will just try and show you a little bit how they look. But basically what you want to do is go and check out my videos on how to paint these guys. So we had Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. This is the Invisible Man, and of course the last one, the Dracula. So yeah, these are my painted miniatures that you can check on my channel. And let's talk a little bit about decks and what you get. So Dracula, he gets 3 different followers that he can like, those are Dracula's children, those are his sidekicks. And that's basically what's special about him. He has nothing else. Of course, he has a 30 cards like everybody else, and the artwork is absolutely gorgeous on all of these unmatched cards. I mean, artwork is just insanely good. It is so simple, few colors, but so effective. It's just beyond me. And of course, Sherlock comes with Mr. Watson, Dr. Watson, not Mr. Watson, Dr. Watson, and his own deck. And Sherlock Holmes has one of the best decks in game, if you ask me, one of the best abilities, if you ask me. His card abilities can't be cancelled, so that's just absolutely insane. And of course you get 2 dials for Watson and for Sherlock. And Invisible Man and the Jekyll and Hyde, they play a little bit differently than usual. So I mean, all of them play really very differently, but Invisible Man does not have a sidekicks, but what he has is 1 dialer for himself, and he has these like a mist clouds that kind of act like his sidekicks, but you can use these as advantage to yourself or disadvantage to the enemy. Of course, sometimes your cards, you will want to go into those mists because they will boost you, but other times you want other characters to be in that mist because they will be crippled by your cards, different place. And of course, artwork, I don't have to mention it, looks absolutely gorgeous. And Jekyll and Hyde, well, he is different in a sense that you can either play as Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. But when you are playing as Mr. Hyde, when you transform, after each maneuver you will lose health, so you have to be very careful how you manage his deck and how you do that. And of course, also he does not have sidekick because he is his own sidekick, sort of. And the cards are, thematically all in a green colorish things for him. And there's some really nasty cards in here. But yeah, basically that's what you get in this set for Unmatched. Okay, so that was Unmatched, Cobble and Fog. One of the best sets I ever played so far in Unmatched series. It beats everything. Now, I don't like all the characters, like these are not like the 4 best characters in the game for me. I enjoy some other characters playing more, but is the way these characters play, the uniqueness, the everything about them is so awesome that this is definitely so far my number one set. I believe once I play Deadpool that I will change my mind probably, just because I love Deadpool so much and I saw some of the cards and I saw what they do and how they do, and it's just chaos and I like it. But yeah, we are not here to review Deadpool because we don't have that set yet. It's widely unavailable. So yeah, Cobble and Fog brings 4 new characters to the table. You get Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. That's one character, Sherlock Holmes, and Dracula. Now, let's go. I'm just having the cards in here so I don't forget to talk about each of them. So first of all, Jekyll and Hyde. Their mechanic is that at any time you start as the Dr. Jekyll, and at any time you can transform in Mr. Hyde, and you will lose health each time you do a maneuver, but cards for Mr. Hyde are just insanely good, and balancing those two, it's really fun, it's interesting, it's different, and I liked it. It's not the best character I ever played, but it's close. It's really fun. It's interesting how to juggle all of these things. And next one, Invisible Man. I like his that he does not have like a regular as his Dr. Jekyll doesn't have like supporting characters but he has these mist tokens that he can put around the board, and of course they will move around the board and they will change places. And oftentimes you will find yourself that you have cards where you will benefit if you are in a fog, but sometimes the other players you will benefit if other players are in the fog, so you can attack them, but sometimes it can help you. It will give you some extra defense if you are inside the fog or if they are all kinds of different things. So basically he revolves very much around these fog tokens, and it's sort of an advanced deck. You have to really know what you are doing and how to set up a trap for the opponent without them knowing that they are falling in traps, because if you are too obvious they will not go for it, so you have to be really sneaky about it, and I like it. It's more of advanced deck if you ask me, so but still I think it's one of the best sets ever. And Dracula has these things where he wants to be next to you because he can deal you 1 damage just because he's next to you, and he can even draw a card because of that. And there are some really, really nasty cards in a Dracula deck, especially one that can dish out like 1,000,000 damage. He can outright, I think he can one-shot some of the characters, not all of them. Of course, he can one-shot Raptors because they have 7 health. So there is card that can do like a lot of damage, but you will probably lose all cards in your hand, but you can like one-shot a lot of things. So I really like Dracula. But the best ability for me in a game so far is Sherlock Holmes. His ability is that usually each of the decks has that one card that I'm so annoyed by that says cancel the opponent's text on the card. And sometimes you just play card for the text because this text will give you some advantage, and then the player just out of the blue plays that card just in that moment when you really don't want to. Not player, Slaven, because I usually play with him. Slaven always plays that card at exact moment when I don't want him to play it, and I hate that card so much. And when I saw that Sherlock has ability that if it's Sherlock or Watson cards, the text can't be cancelled, but if it says any, then you can cancel the text. When I saw that, my eyes went just, I finally got him. He still beat me because he's better at this game than I am, but still I like Sherlock so much just because of that ability. And his and Watson cards are really nice. There are really some nice strong cards in here, and you can do all kinds of different things. But yeah, each deck of course feels very much different. Each of the characters feels very different from anything you played so far. So usually people ask me, but if I get this, do I really need that? Yes, you need all of the unmatched. Well, I don't know. I don't have interest in Buffy just because of that IP has no meaning to me. I mean, I watched the TV show, but I'm not in any way connected to it. But if they did release a Stargate Unmatched, then we would be talking about some stuff. But yeah, I'm going off the road. Cobble and Fog is an absolute masterpiece in Unmatched so far. I like it more than any other sets, and I really enjoy playing this one. So yeah, that is all. That's all I have to say about it. Awesome game. Unmatched is super awesome game. These sets are really awesome. This one is the best, definitely the best. And yeah, that is that. That's that. I can't praise it any more than I am. I just love it so much. And yeah, that is all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you didn't, please consider subscribing. Also, do consider supporting me on Patreon because that way I can produce even more content for you. And yeah, do join me next time when we are going to try and solve some murders in a Poirot style. And until then, pozdrav. Let's talk about Cobble and Fog. Stupid. Let's talk a little bit about. I don't have good intro for this one.